Hola, Charlene T here. Welcome back or welcome. Sorry, my alarm keeps wanting to go off for some odd reason. And me and tech, we all right, but sometimes. So, welcome to the channel, and I'm so excited to have a conversation with Ms. Markeyla Galy of Self Imagined and the creator of the Ultimate Vision Board Kit, which I'm super excited to have one of, and we'll be working from in a few weeks. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. But I want to start off by saying that this is a space that I am curating for melanated women that are prioritizing their health and their happiness. And I believe we can do that by ensuring that we maintain our melanin and our mindset so that we can create magic in our everyday lives, whatever magic might mean for you. And so, on that vein, I have to start off by saying that um, this week has been a little bit, I've been like on a roll in terms of trying to get my mindset. And it's not just been this week, to be honest, trying to get my mind wrapped around some things that have gone exactly how I wanted them to go for 2023. And some other things where I'm like, daggone it. I really meant to do better. I wanted to do better. I need to do better for some things moving into 2024. And in case you missed it, had a fantastic interview with the Lotus Mother on Sunday evening. And yeah, and I had my spiritual bath last night with roses, petals, and everything. I did it for myself. I mean, if I can't take care of me, how can I expect the man to do it when he come around? So, anywho, tonight we are going to still focus on how to sort of get yourself prepared. And I'm going to say, kind of like working on our mindset a little bit in terms of setting goals, dreaming big, and thinking about what it is that we want for 2024, which we know from the live the other day is the year of 8, which means a year of abundance. The number 8, she said, means abundance. And that we, especially based on yesterday being 12/12, are supposed to be moving into focusing on the things that we want to carry forward with us and getting rid of things that are irritating us and causing us distress in any way, shape, or form. So I cannot say it as eloquently as she did, but there will be a link a little bit later to check out the video. But in the meantime, we're about to do some reflections with Markeyla Galy. And she is the creator, as I already mentioned, of the Ultimate Vision Board Kit. And I am going to be looking at my phone while I talk with her because she's already created some posts that if you follow me on Instagram, and if you, I normally post mostly in my stories, you've seen some of the posts already, and hopefully you clicked on the caption, but we're going to go into it. So I want us to welcome Markeyla Galy, who created this fantastic, the Ultimate Vision Board Kit that I have one of. And we're going to be playing with it January the 7th, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But now let's bring Markeyla. Let's welcome her. Let's welcome her to the stage. I know it's not a real stage, but it is a stage. It's a virtual stage. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Markeyla. How
Hi.
are you?
I'm good.
Fantastic. I am so excited to have you here again and to get to chat with you
Yeah.
again.
Yes, I'm excited to talk to you again too.
Hey, Sindra. Yes. So I, for those who may have missed it, Markeyla and I had a conversation. I think around, well, we had a conversation prior to that, but the video was posted around ish Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And the name of the video is the Ultimate Vision Board Kit. It is already up on my channel. You can check it out under the videos tab to learn a little bit more about this fantastic vision board kit that she created. And like, I'm excited. So that was my first time really, really kind of digging into the kit without doing any of the activities or using any of the beautiful resources that she's created. I love the booklet, and I love the questions in the booklet, and I love the cards because the cards, they're just beautiful. It was all beautifully done.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that
It was
makes me so
beautifully
happy
done.
to hear. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm always happy to see Black and brown people being represented in a great way. In addition to the messaging. So I look forward to really getting into it. And over the next couple of weeks, I am going to do more active reflection and writing. Um, I know that you have several things coming up, Markeyla, to
Mhm.
help people get a little bit acclimated to the kit and also to help them get prepared to use it so
Right.
that they can, let's call it what I call the video. They can kind of reflect and really start to plan and strategize their goals. So I know one thing I saw that I think is coming up tomorrow
Yeah.
is, okay, you have some workshops. Tell us a little bit about the upcoming workshops as it relates to the Ultimate Vision Board kit.
Yeah, so the workshops is to help people with like self-reflection, goal setting, and just preparing for accomplishing their goals heading into the new year. And I think it's so important for like us in general to do self-reflection. I think the
Mm,
first self-reflection is the first step to self-improvement.
mhm.
And I think it's so important for us to reflect on, okay, where we are at now and where do we want to get to and how we're going to get there and the things that's going to all happen for us to get to that point that we want to get to. So the workshop is really just to focus on those three things: is self-reflection, goal setting, and planning. Like how do people like plan properly to like prepare for their goals instead of just like writing something down and like forgetting about it like a week or a month later.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And reflection is key. And, you know, I can't remember whether we had an individual one-on-one offline conversation about this or whether we actually talked about it on the other video. But I know for me, I love to write. Like I have so many journals, planners, notebooks because I love to write. There's something for me about writing and getting things out
Right.
um, that is super helpful, and it just makes it seem real, you
Right.
know?
Mhm.
So I know that a part of the Ultimate Vision Board Kit is a booklet that has various prompts in it
Right.
that will be a part of helping people to strategize, I guess.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to touch on tomorrow is like some of the prompts that's in the booklet with different categories. Like first focusing on like gratitude and what that looks like for us. Like how could we like write down what we're grateful for and like kind of focus on that and how that leads us to like planning for our next steps and like what we want to accomplish. And then the second category will be like narrowing down like different areas of life you want to focus on. So like writing
Mm,
the different areas of life you want to focus on. And then the third step would be, okay, what are those life goals from those areas of life you want to focus on? Like, what are some life goals in those areas that you want to focus on? And then how do you make a timeline to plan for that? And
hmm.
yeah,
Yes.
mainly focus on those three things. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's important because I also think at every age, you are quite a bit younger than I am. But I think it's important for all of us to remember because I think sometimes at every age, I think about my friends. I think about, and I have friends who are older than I am. I have friends who are younger than I am. And I also think about my daughter who is around your age, right? Sometimes it can be very overwhelming when you, because I think that all of, when you think about, for me at least, a vision board,
Mhm.
I think part of the process should be, and we should normalize dreaming and dreaming big, like
Exactly.
dreaming without barriers sometimes that we have based on what we've seen, what we haven't seen, or what we think is possible, versus just sitting and thinking, what is it that I really, really want if I could have anything?
Mhm.
Because I feel like it opens up your heart space and your head space to recognizing that it is quite possible for you to have the thing if
Right.
you believe it and if you work towards it,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's really key. Is like what you said there is like working towards it. Yes, you can write everything down and say, okay, I'm gonna do this, but it's actually working towards it. And how we work towards it is about like eliminating those self-doubts, those limiting beliefs that we all like have
Mm,
in our head, and like really like sitting down and say, okay, like what's my why? Like why am I doing this? Like what's my intention behind it? And I feel like once we find our intentions like behind the reason why we do things, it helps with that next step of taking action. And
mm-hmm,
yeah, that's why I also created the kit. It's like a three-step process, right? It's like the booklet, it helps you like focus on your why, it helps you focus on the different areas of life you want to have goals towards, and then the cards helps you with the visualization and imagining and seeing what you want in your life, and then the board
mm-hmm,
like helps you have that display of everything. And then
mm-hmm,
it's just all about like finding your why, finding that connection, and then actually working towards it, like taking that action.
mm-hmm. And I love that you also said it, and then it is a part of the booklet in your kit
Mhm,
where you give, um, sometimes because, and especially for women, I remember a sermon from when I used to go to church quite a bit, and I used to go up the street to St. Paul's. I love Pastor Lance Watson. I
mhm,
love his sermons. And even when I didn't go, I will purchase all these sermons, and there's one that I remember a little bit from, and the name of the sermon was Women. It was something like women are like spaghetti and men are like waffles, right?
okay.
and and the reason I bring it up is because I'm thinking about how life can be for us. And honestly, let's be real. There are some very tragic things that are happening in the world we live in right now that can make us all feel a little weary sometimes and sad. Um, so I say that to say that sometimes it is difficult when he said that women are like spaghetti and men are like waffles. Essentially, he was kind of pinpointing the fact that typically, right? Because none
Mhm,
of us are all the same because we're all female or we're all male, right? But
mhm,
typically, it is easier for men to compartmentalize things. And that's why he said waffles. Like, my work stuff goes in this waffle box, my home stuff goes in this waffle box. Yes, Sandra. um, my friends go in this waffle box. You know
mhm,
what I mean? It's like
mhm,
men typically can be better at compartmentalizing things and
mhm.
being in the moment and working on this one thing at this moment because this is what I'm focused on.
Right.
Whereas women are more like spaghetti with the meatballs and the sauce, honey.
Right.
Everything mixes in all together with us, where we're kind of sometimes always just thinking about the whole big picture. And I think sometimes it can be a little more difficult for us to make sure that we're giving equal attention, you know what I mean, to all
Mhm,
the facets of our life,
mhm.
because it just kind of sometimes can be a little bit overwhelming. So the fact that you have broken down a part of your kit to encourage us to think about all the different areas where we might have goals. And honestly, it's okay if sometimes in certain areas it's like, I think I'm tapped out in this area. for 2024, right?
Right.
I
Yeah.
want to focus more on these 2 or 4 areas of
Mhm.
my life versus, feeling like you have to put something in every box. It is just a way
Yes.
to look at it and say, again, what's my why? What is important to me at this phase of my life right now?
Mhm.
What do I want to focus on? And these are the things that I'm going to focus on. So I
Right.
think that is good. I know that was like a long way to get to
No,
that
that's actually really good because I know, well, at least for me, like before I used to be like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this, that, and that, and that. And then sometimes you don't have to like have everything together. You don't have to like focus on all these different things at once. You can like focus on one or two things, and really narrow down your focus on those things. You'll be like so much like at peace and happier once you do that. So
part.
that's a
Yes.
great point that you bring up.
Yes, because it gets to be stressful.
Yeah.
Because I also want to say, I think I'm an artist, right?
Mhm.
So for me, creating vision boards, the creative piece of it, and while it will be different with the ultimate vision board kit, I don't see it as any less creative. I see it as a different type of creativity, and I
Mhm.
also actually see it as a way to more strategically focused because of the booklet and the questions, because
Right.
that's like a part of the whole process, right? Versus sometimes in the past, and I don't, regret the way I've done it. I get my little board, I get all my magazines when I used to get magazines, right? Because
Right.
I like the cutting and pasting. So it's just the creativity part of it. And there is something about seeing things that you want to manifest
Right.
or realize in your life and seeing them regularly to
Mhm.
kind of remind you, you know what? I said I wanted to do X, Y, and Z, and I wanted to create X, Y, and Z, or I want to spend more time with, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I used to I think I told you this. I came to your vision board party. I think it was a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Yes, that is what I wanted. I'm so glad you brought that up. I have to say, because I was completely blown away when I met Markeyla, just because of the product, just the level of care and quality, I'm going to say,
Thank
in the
you.
Ultimate Vision Board Kit. And then because I met her through my beauty boo Jade,
Mhm.
who mentioned that. So in 2020,
Yeah, I think it was 2020 or
it was
20.
2020, because it
Okay,
was 2020
2020.
Vision was the name of the vision board party. My
Okay.
good girlfriend Kenyatta and I did a vision board party. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
Like,
it
I'm
was.
gonna say so myself. It was just perfect.
Mm. It was. It was a really, really good event. Like you had speakers come and share their experience. It was really good.
It was so perfect. And while we were talking during the first interview, when Markeyla was sharing the details and then walking us through the Ultimate Vision Board Kit, we did it at Jade's salon. And so Jade was like, "Oh, remember when you did the vision board party and I had 2 young ladies with me? Markeyla was one of them." Literally, I almost started
Mhm.
crying
Yeah.
because I just felt like that meant something I did like made an impact on somebody. Like
Yes,
it
it did. It made a really good impact, and it like prolonged my journey of using vision boards and me working up to like creating this vision board that I have now.
Yes, yes, I love that. I was like, oh my God, this is like a whole full circle moment that we didn't even know about.
Mhm.
I just heard about the kid and was like, oh, I love that. Do you think she'll talk to me, Jade? She was like, yes, yes, I do.
Yes.
So both of us are huge fans of vision boards, and again, so one of the things that I want to make sure I emphasize, and I'm going to in a few minutes, I'm going to touch on just a couple of questions that Markeyla was kind enough to kind of share on a recent Instagram post to help us begin to start to reflect and think through some things.
Mhm.
Um, But I want us to, one, recognize that this is a young Black woman who has created a fantastic product that will serve us. And in the other video I shared, and you can see the board in the other video. So I encourage you to go back and look at the other video, and also to connect with Markeyla on her YouTube channel, which is at
Shop Self Imagined.
Connect with her. But this virtual vision board party that we are going to co-host on January the 7th at 3 p.m. will be held right here live on YouTube. And we are going to be working together. It's going to be like a sharing session, but also sort of like a live girls working session for us to really dig into the Ultimate Vision Board Kit and start planning and creating our kit right then and there. And in case you haven't seen the other video yet, again, encourage you to go back and watch it. In addition to hopefully you purchasing your board. Now, again, if you like doing vision boards the old fashioned way with your cutting, copying, pasting, it's fine. The purpose is fellowship and community and positivity for us to think about all the great things that we are going to make happen in 2024 and beyond.
Yes.
I do encourage you to check out her board because it is something that honestly you'll be able to use for at least the next 2 or 3 years because of the way she's designed it. So it is an investment that will carry you not just through 2024, but a little bit beyond that. And then any other enhancements that she may make with the cards and things like that will still be available to you. And there's an app. Let's tell them about the app, Markeyla.
Yeah. So after you use the booklet and you walk through all the journal prompts and the planning session in the booklet, and then you use the vision board, the cards, actually you can upload the cards onto the app. So the cards have little numbers on them that you can put onto the app and receive reminders on your phone. So say for instance, like for me, I always say like when I'm at the gym, one of my favorite cards is keep going. So like I'll get that, I'll set my time of when I want to get that card reminder. So say for instance, I go to the gym at like 8 in the morning, I can
Yes, I'm impressed already.
I can set the times within the app to receive that card reminder. Mm-hmm.
I love that. And that's one of the first cards I'm going to get because I have some fitness goals that I must realize. And I want to. I really, really want to. But I'm going to need that keep going.
Yeah.
That keep going. And you already know which one is my favorite. I don't know if you remember, but I'm going to tell you. I am a successful Black woman. I think it is literally still on the board that I put back in the box right in the center because I'm like, Markeyla girl, how you make a card for me and we hadn't even met? Thank you.
I love that. Yes, it's one of my favorite cards too. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So for us, it is going to be, more details will come out as we get closer to the date, but I hope you will save the date. Sunday, January the 7th, 2024 at 3 p.m. We will be here to get our visions together so that we can all have more in 2024.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So now let us, and then if you have if you want a little more information, in addition to checking out the video, please follow Markeyla on her Instagram, which is at Shop Self Imagined. She's going to be offering, is there a fee for the workshops before I misspeak?
Oh no, it's you can join on Instagram Live. So we're gonna have the first one tomorrow. Yep. And then other ones will be like guest speakers. So the other ones, the dates are to come.
Gotcha. So tomorrow, which is December the 14th, Thursday, Markeyla is going to host her workshop on her Instagram Live at what time?
7:30 Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 p.m.
Yes, to help us get started, because a part of A part of manifestation, um, honestly, starts with acknowledging something you want or you believe you want, and really seeing that thing and seeing yourself have it, honestly. And that is, to me, a big part of the importance of having vision boards. And then with the app, that's going to really keep me accountable to myself, to be like, girl, you said you wanted to tighten up.
Yeah.
You ain't been working out.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
So many great tools that she's made available to us. Yes. So for Markeyla, it is, and I'm going to type it in the comments. It is at Shop Self Imagined, and that is for her Instagram.
Mhm. Yeah.
And is that also your TikTok?
Yes, TikTok as well, and Facebook as well.
All right. All three are Shop Self Imagined. And I'm going to make sure there is a link for you to purchase the Ultimate Vision Board Kit should you decide to support this beautiful Black woman's business.
Thank
Hint, hint, hint.
you.
And and so you can order it and have it before, we all get together for our virtual vision board party. So did I do it right? At Shop Self Imagined.
Um, I'm not sure if I can actually see the comments. This is my
It's
first time using the system.
okay. Nope, no worries. So, oops. Okay. Yep, it's out there.
Okay.
So Sandra says she's following you.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yes. So let's go through some of the questions. Like, I don't know what types of things, like, I think different things work for different folks. I mentioned, and I may share it in like some upcoming stories the other night, that I have this old law of attraction planner. And I purchased it because I love the idea of all these prompts about really truly creating the life that you want. Like, I've never had a planner. Functionally, it may not have fully worked for me. Like, I really liked it, but like it was a small tight font. But I kept it. I think I had two of them. And I kept it, and I pulled it out like it's on my bed.
Mhm.
Because I'm going to go through and answer, like, it's a ton of questions in the beginning related to making you think about what you want
Right.
in different areas of your life, but just your life in general. And sometimes, because life's right,
Yeah,
we,
it does.
we forget to make time for the things that are actually the most important to us. And we forget how, I know, as someone who is 53 moving into 54, one of the things that my dad has said to me most of my life is, don't forget to run and play, don't forget to run and play, don't forget to run and play. And as adults, sometimes we forget about things that made us feel really good and free and fun when we were kids, right? So over the past couple of years, especially based on what happened to all of us in 2020, um, and it was also the year, like, I lost my mom. I am placing I'm placing way more priority on fun and joy, and peace. And because we all realized that life sometimes can be fleeting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we are all put here for a purpose. And I believe that no matter how big or small, when we are being gifted with so many ideas, um, and things that we can vividly see, even if others can't fully see them the way that we can see them, I think that that's sometimes tied to your purpose in life. And I do think a big part of our purpose um, is to help and share one another in various ways. In
Right.
various ways. So I know that for me, I will continue to prioritize my happiness and my health, just like I start off this channel. And I'm kind of clear on areas where I know I need to do better. but where the ultimate vision board kit and the journaling piece of it, or the booklet, I know and hope will help me with my bad habits to create better habits, but also for planning time in all these planners I have in my little my little journals to
Mhm.
actually make it happen, right?
Mhm. Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Um, I think that's so true because we have like different things we want to like focus on in life, and it's just about us like you said, eliminating those like bad habits and like keeping
Mhm.
us accountable towards eliminating those bad habits. And like we all can't like be perfect all the time, but it's like good to have things like you said you had like planners like that can just like help you like get there, you know, just like give you that extra needed push.
Yes, yes. So I'm gonna go to one of your semi-recent posts, like within the past week,
Mhm.
where and I'm literally just gonna read it, and I'm gonna read a couple of the questions.
Okay.
Um, as 2023 almost comes to an end, let's take a moment to pause, reflect, and plan. Think back on the past year. Question number one: what are moments and achievements you're most proud of? That's a great question to reflect on. That's a great question to reflect on.
Yes. Yeah.
Question number two: what are some lessons learned from your experiences?
That's my favorite
Another
one.
great question. Is that your favorite?
Yes, that's definitely my favorite one because I feel like for me at least, like I have to look back on like everything that I've like went through in order for me to grow within the future because I want to take whether good or bad, I want to
Hmm.
take those things that I went through and apply it to like how can I apply what I went through to what I want to do in the future or what I'm working on now to like grow. Like that's just like one of my favorites.
I love that. And I love that you are wise enough to know um good or bad, and it's not all it is not easy when we feel like it's something bad. All of
Yeah.
us know that, right? Um but most of the time it is very beneficial to think about what you learned
Mhm.
from it.
Right.
um excuse me. Before I go to other questions, I've talked about this in at least one other video, maybe two, where I had a really, really, really horrible and quite frankly traumatic work experience
Mm.
over within the past 10 years that negatively impacted every aspect of my life, really. And when I was doing my spiritual bath last night with my little pink and white rose petals,
Yeah.
Epsom salt,
Yes.
essential oils and stuff, and candles, I was literally like, and not just last night, being in that awful place with
Mhm.
awful people for whatever reason. One of the resources, or some of the resources, because I cannot pinpoint the one thing, some of the resources that came across my path in that time were directly related to the law of attraction
Right.
and were related to mindset things and how you can be in the midst of something not great, not pleasant, but still begin to train your mind to find the positive
Right.
out of the situation.
Right.
That is where I learned that, even though I hated the experience, right? I hated the experience. But in reflection, I can think of so many things that make me happier, a little bit healthier, especially in terms of my mental health today because of what I gained from the experience. And that I also kind of had to be a little bit open, right? To even receive what was coming to me, because I can't pinpoint any one thing, but I know sometimes that whole saying of trying to find the silver lining is what I think of what you just said.
Mhm.
It does help us to figure out what we learned and how we can utilize the things we learn to move forward in a positive way, even from some bad experiences.
Right, exactly. Right.
Yes. So, question number 3: what are the people and circumstances you're grateful for this year? That
Mhm.
is a great question. And the last question, as a part of this particular post, is what are your goals for the upcoming year and what can you start doing today to move closer to that goal?
Yep.
So these are all December reflections as provided by Markeyla on her Shop Self Imagined Instagram page.
Yeah.
And more, I'm certain, will come if you join her tomorrow for her first workshop at
Yes.
7:30 p.m.
Yes.
on Instagram.
On Instagram, a little bit nervous, but it's okay.
We are cheering you on. We are cheering you on. The kid is fantastic. Um, the kid is fantastic. It is fantastic. And I look forward to placing my cards. And what I can tell you, and we'll, share more information coming up, but it is going to be a relaxed, mellow, fun, encouraging, and inspiring vibe because that's what we're about.
Yeah.
Because you're on this side of me. So I'm like, this is what we're about on the video. And helping other Black and brown women to realize that while we're here, um, we deserve to be happy. We deserve to have joy. We deserve true, unconditional love across all different types of relationships, because it's not just romantic relationships. Sometimes toxicity can be in family relationships, it can be in working relationships, it can be in friendships, and just we we deserve the best.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is that we have to start by one, believing that we deserve the best and believing that things that are being downloaded to us and given to us via dreams, via thoughts that you keep having about some of the same things must mean it's something that you're supposed to realize or be a part of, and sometimes that might involve, hey, Shayla, sometimes that, this is a message for you, Markeyla.
I can't see the messages, but I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm so sorry you can't see it. Okay. This
Sorry.
says no, you're good. I'm sorry. This says you got this. It's from Sandra. It's talking about
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
um Yeah, and then Sandra also said, that's good. We tend to move so fast that we don't really think about our experiences and what we are proud of. So yes, like all really great questions. And I think between now and then, I'm sure Markeyla will have some other information. And she also, on her website, which is www.shopself, no, it's
It's
self-imagine.
yes, www.selfimagine.com.
Okay, www.selfimagined.com is her website.
Mhm.
Again, I'll make sure I put the link there. When you go back, I'm asking you to go back and watch the Ultimate Vision Board Kit video. Then all of the links are there already, for her website to purchase the kit. But I'm sure between now and we have like 2.5 good weeks left before the end of December, she'll be dropping all kinds of nuggets and great questions for you to ponder as you get your mind in a space of preparation for what it is you would like to achieve to ensure that you are going to maintain your melanin and a positive mindset so that you can create magic in 2024
Yeah.
for the life that you want to have for yourself and
Right.
for those you love.
Right.
So, and I know that I'll find and share a couple as well, probably in my stories, just because there are some really good questions.
Yeah.
That I'm going to borrow from that law of attraction planner. I will make it known that that's where it's coming from. But I remember there was one question specifically that literally was like, write down, and it seems like a daunting task. But I was like, this is really a good place to start, though. I think it's like, write down 50 things you would love to do in your lifetime.
Mm.
I think it was 50 things. And I was like, 50 things? But if you think your lifetime, because we can't do everything at any one given phase or time anyway, right?
Right.
I bet if we really sit with that, we could think of all types of things that either we used to want to do, we've forgotten about. I don't want to say we've given up on, because it's okay if you wanted to do something and you've grown past that and you're no longer interested. But there's always something we're thinking about, even if we think, the problem right there is right there. Sometimes we're like, I don't have time to do that, or who does that? And the other thing I like to say is sometimes we think so much about work from a standpoint of making money that we aren't thinking about hobbies, and doing things that just literally bring us joy and make us happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important that we incorporate some of those things as we move through life, because we deserve to be happy and have joy.
Yeah.
I know I keep repeating myself, but I can't help it.
No, good. It's really good. Yeah.
So I want to encourage you to save the date. Sunday, January 7th, 2024, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join Markeyla and I here, YouTube Live, where we're going to have a live virtual vision board party and work session. Listen, if you're of age, get yourself a glass of wine, or my favorite is sangria. I call it the Trinity. The I soup, salad, sangria. I'm in heaven, right? So it is gonna be a relaxed vibe. Get yourself a snack, and just start thinking through some of the things that made you happy. Some of the experiences that you had that were super successful this year, and the questions, that I shared earlier from Markeyla's post. Think about what you experienced that literally made you so happy, and how you can get more of it.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do. And I can tell y'all right now, you've heard me say it in other videos, what's making me so happy? Live concerts, music. I love music. So as much as in travel, I'm trying to get back into getting out a little bit and seeing what I can squeeze in. And of course, spending time with family and friends, because I'm surrounded by so much love and support, and I'm appreciative of it. Do you want to tell us maybe one thing for yourself that's not too personal, Markeyla, that
Yeah.
you are looking forward to?
Well, I'm definitely, especially the holiday season is coming up. I'm definitely looking forward to like cooking more. 'Cause
Okay.
sometimes I'll like say, "Oh, I'm gonna meal prep. I'm gonna do some meal prepping this Sunday," and then it just doesn't work out like I wanted to. So I want to just like sit down and like cook different dishes for the holidays. And one thing that also makes me really happy, I like to go on like morning walks without like my phone or anything like that. Just like being in
Mm,
nature.
be
I love
present.
that. Yeah, yeah. So those are two things like that's I'm looking forward to cooking for the holidays and still being in that like state, that peaceful state of mind where I'm like going for like morning walks and stuff.
I love that. Cooking is fun and enjoyable. I think it can be like, some people can find it to be a little bit stressful. But I grew up around so many great cooks. It is, I still enjoy cooking. It's a little bit different now because I have healthier habits. So many of the things that I used to really cook a lot, I
Right.
don't cook anymore.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I've been on a health journey, so I get what you're saying.
Same. Yeah. So yeah. So we hope that you all will join us, and you know, and that it'll be a little bit active. Like, we are gonna want to hear comments. We're gonna ask you all some questions. And nobody, of course, should share anything they don't feel comfortable putting on the internet, because we are on the internet, right? And anyone in the world will be able to see it. But we hope that you will want to share some things. And maybe we can all be accountability buddies and check in at least once a quarter to see how things are going with the vision boards that we've created and the goals that we're going to set for ourselves. So I'm super excited. I love doing vision boards. Again, I love the creativity of it. And I love the whole idea of the law of attraction. And I believe it. I believe in the power of manifestation. I believe in the power of having a high vibration in terms of positivity, and being open to hear um, guidance from God, spirit, creator, whatever you refer to it as, and just being an open vessel to whatever it is that is putting me on the path that I was literally put here for. Like, I think we all have a purpose, and I think sometimes it can be a little bit confusing or unclear to us to know if we're on the right path. But when things start to line up, sometimes just based on your thoughts and small action steps you take, and then something else appears. It's almost like that saying of just take the first step. Don't worry about the whole staircase. Just
Right.
take the first step, and then you will, it's like the path will be illuminated for
Right.
you. I
Mhm.
believe that. And again, I also believe we deserve the best. And Markeyla mentioned earlier something about self-limiting beliefs. I have a lot of those. I literally posted a video today, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about, um, and I started posting it, and I have to finish it out on my Instagram where I do a lot of stories. One of the things that I've been the most self-conscious about in my adult life is my skin. So I didn't know probably until after my daughter that I um, have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Okay. There are various side effects that can come from having PCOS. Acne, like severe acne, which I had most of my adult life and just didn't know, why won't this go away? Excessive facial hair for, well, clearly it's a women's issue. um Hair loss, hair thinning, insulin resistance, weight gain, like it's just all these things. And I've experienced several things over the course of my adult life, but one of the things I've been the most self-conscious of for most of my life is my skin. And I think around 2019-ish, I started sharing pictures sometimes of myself without makeup, which is something I would never, ever, ever, ever do because I have such heavy, or I had such heavy acne scarring, right? And I was embarrassed.
Mhm.
I posted a video to show how several different things that stick with us sometimes from when we were itty bitties. That's what I call it, from when you're a kid,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And you really sometimes have to dig through some of the stuff in terms of figuring out what the exact limiting belief or belief is that you have about yourself, or certain situations, right? Or the story sometimes that we tell ourselves
Yeah.
to try to work your way through it and out of it. And for me today, I share how all of this is scarred. I have on makeup now, so you can't really see it, but how all of this is scarred. And it was clear because I had been working on my skin for a year and a half or 2 years with my beauty boo, Ryan, who is a master esthetician. And the PCOS and hair, and then me like, no, I can't have this hair on my face. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just, that is something that I posted about that I have already began to put an action plan together to deal with,
Right. Oh, wow.
because we're not carrying it in 2024.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Yeah.
just knowing that something like that, as someone who loves beauty, and makeup, and also sometimes, when you're listening to other people talk, and different people have different feelings about makeup, and everyone's entitled to their opinion based on their reasons for it. But not feeling like makeup is something about hiding, although I might have scarring I don't want to have. I think of makeup more as something as enhancing the natural beauty that's already there, and making women and teens and tweens feel more confident and more beautiful. We can always work on the root, and I'm working on that, right? But my 50-year-old brain kicked in. I don't know where I was going with that thought,
No,
but
that's
this
really good
happens
because
a
you
lot. I'm listening.
that was really good because you started off with saying, okay, this was the limiting belief I had about myself, and
Mm,
I came to this like realization, like moving forward, this is like the action plans that I took towards that limiting belief, and look where I'm at now. So I like that journey. Like,
yes,
okay.
yes, and we're still on it, and it's okay sometimes when you backtrack a little bit because my face was much more clear in terms of blemishes and scars. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, I
Okay.
just
You're good.
I should have had my water right here, but sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a part of another thing that I'm working on. So to me, I see that as a little bit a part of my health. It isn't, but it is. Just because I know it's tied to a health condition that causes things. And then there are other things that I'm doing to cause some of the other things. So, yep, yep, yep. Thank you so much, Markeyla, for creating a fantastic product
Thank
um, with such intention to include Black and Brown people on your beautiful cards.
you. Thank
I'm
you.
going to always say it.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I'm excited for the up and coming virtual vision board party. So,
Yes, it's going to be great. And I look forward to, like, I'm literally not going to, I've looked at the questions, I've looked at the booklet, but I'm like, nope, I want to sit and do it on the 7th. Like, I'll be thinking about all types of things that'll help me maybe have some preconceived ideas of how to answer the different questions. But it's like, I want us all to sit and work through our ultimate vision board kits together, share what we feel comfortable sharing, and get ready to have a great 2024.
thank
So I'm excited too. And don't forget to follow um, and comment and support, on us both. We're both on Instagram. For myself, it is at Charlene T Easter, the same as this YouTube channel. That is also how you can find me on my Facebook page. And I am also on LinkedIn at Charlene T Easter. And my TikTok is Charlene T Easter. I do that because there are two R's at the end because somebody else has the nerve to have my name. Isn't that something? They took my name. And in terms of Markeyla Galy and Self Imagined, you can find her on Instagram
you.
and Facebook and her YouTube
Mhm.
at Shop Self Imagined.
Yes. Yep.
And also her TikTok is at
Yes.
Shop Self Imagined.
Yes. And the website is www.selfimagine.com.
Check her out, order your kit, and I will see you all next week for a topic that is yet to be determined. But I feel like, yay! I feel like I want to do something beauty related, and I really would love to hear from you all. I have an event coming up with my sorority, and I was thinking about doing, like, I don't know, like a little holiday glam. I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts. I'm gonna get my life in order, but definitely we'll see you all next Wednesday. Time to be announced here again. And I hope to see you on January the 7th for our virtual vision board party. And I hope you have a fantastic night. And thanks again, Markeyla, for joining.
Thank you for having me.
See y'all later.
Bye.